Good day, viewers. Welcome to a cemetery channel. I'm a Florida Golden Girl, your host. Today's travel adventure takes us to the town of Minneola, Florida. Folks, we're going to be looking at another local cemetery. Today's travel adventure takes us to Minneola Cemetery. This is one that I forgot about. So I am psychic free. So I noticed another plaque on the other side of the gate, and it showed that this was dedicated to Ralph Humiston. He was the gentleman that gave the land to the residents in 1884 so that they had a place to bury people. As you notice in other cemeteries such as Astatula, places in Claremont, there was no dedicated spaces, so many of the local citizens that had money would donate land, and they would establish trusts that would continue to generate money in order to keep these places running. So I figured let's go in, take a look and see what we can find. So our first one his name is Matthew James Cochran, and he was a World War II veteran. And yes, it's still Christmas time, so I figured, there you go. So this is the gate. So the address is 101 Grassy Road, and it's right next to a school. So it's during the Christmas holidays, so there's nobody around. I have this place all to myself, which is pretty cool. So near the fence is William Gifford, and he died in 1967. It looks like his wife and son, Elizabeth, there's no date of death. I know she's still not alive. And then Harry, he died in 1966. So this is a fairly small local cemetery that looks like it's maintained by some type of trust. It really is nice. It's such a quiet day, and these are the times that I really enjoy. So we have another Marine Corps veteran. He died in 1973. His name is Walter Peach. I kind of gravitate towards veterans' graves before civilian graves because I did spend most of my life in the military. So we have Leslie May, who died in 1961, and William died in 1984. And then you have the Walker family. Rose, well, she's not definitely still alive, but it looks like her husband died in 1964. Lane, you got Clyde and Ella. You have a couple of above ground graves. Suzanne and Alex Wynn. It's really hard to believe that it's going to be 2025 in a few days. Here is a World War I veteran, and his name was Henry Johnson. He was from Minnesota, and it looks like he was a reservist. He died in 1959. Let's see. It looks like we have another World War II veteran here. His name is Wesley Weideman, and he died in 1987, and he was born in 1910, and he was a World War II veteran. Oh, so anyway, yeah. So I love seeing the graves that are decorated for Christmas. It's kind of cool. because it's just simple, and there's nothing really, just green and red. You have the Essengers, simple, nothing dramatic, because I'm really all about that. So you have Myrtle Elliott, 1955. I did check to see if there was anybody prominent buried in the cemetery, and the answer is no. So, okay, so we have another World War II. His name was Paul Miller from Florida. He died in 1968. So anybody that is a veteran, regardless of where they are located, whether they're in a civilian cemetery or military cemetery, will get a wreath. That's just automatic. So what happens is either the local VA or the American Legion will lay wreaths. So Dr. Benedict, well, this is cool. Dr. Benedict Aberseer, and he died in 1903. Doctors, I guess, were considered prominent individuals. So he was probably a grandfather or some type of relative, because here's John and there's Bertha. So it doesn't really define what the relationship is. So you have another Abinger, and it's 1893 to 1899. So that's a child grave right there. Benjamin Pitt died in 1993. Bertha died in 1950. So over to the right is another military grave. Another World War II veteran, James Pitt. He died in 1987. So these looks like these are some older graves. Let's see, you've got Pullman. Each duty done, thy rest is peaced. 1859 to 1935, and then Ruth, 1891 to 1948. Richard, here's another early grave, 1854 to 1907. So far, I found a 1903 grave and a 1907 grave. So those are the earliest ones. And then you have the Pitt family there. You have another Pitt over here. No, they're not any relation to Brad. So, and then you have Violet Pitt Evans. And she died in 2006. Patterson, he died in 59, she died in 39. And to their left, is more Pitts. Wow, you got them all up over there, and then you got some more over here. So you got Nora Pitt, and then her maiden name was Stevens, and then you had Lawrence Pitt. They must have had a freaking big family. So this is an older headstone here. I wonder, can I read it? Barely. So it looks like it's 2 lambs. So that indicates that is a baby grave. And I cannot read it. October the 10th, 1853. And that's all I can read. You have Oh, you got more pits here. So you have Landon, but to the right, you have Frank Rush Pit, and then you have Allie Pit. You have Mama and Papa here. And then to the right, you had Maud, 1876 to 1952, Elizabeth, and then you had Ernest Pitt to 1988. So you had pits here, pits all over there. So half of this side is full of pits, members of the Pitt family. And then you have Hunt. So 1913. So 1903, 1907, and 1913. See that? It's kind of easy to detect some of the older headstones. It's just the way they look. Like you could definitely... So this is the oldest one here. So Belle Humiston, 1853, and died in 1896. So they have... So if the land was dedicated in 1884, and one of the first graves is this one here. So she's been dead over 100 years. To the right, you have more Abergers, because they had some over that way. So you've got Mother. So here's 1904. Both of them died. And then 1866 to 1952. So lots of local people, either Abinger or Pitt. And then you've got others here. So our earliest grave is 1894. You've got Bennett. So here's some older graves. I always keep an eye out just to make sure there's nothing to worry about. Sylvia Park, 1927. I'm taking a little bit more time today. Abner. I'll probably go get my trusty vehicle and kind of do a little bit of drive it down a little bit. So here's another early grave. So you had 1894 and 1899. So that's a baby right there. Two baby graves. You got some people out over there. So, what's everyone's plans for the new year? Anybody going to do anything special? Or are you going to celebrate it at home? My plan is, that's exactly what I'm doing. So the road comes in from there and then goes down almost towards the lake. Also, Rutherford, he was a corporal in Korea. So let's go ahead and take a drive. I always like to stay close to my car. You just never know these days. You really have some interesting people. Sorry about that. I know, me and the fingers. I did not bring my thing today with me, so we're gonna drive a little bit further into the cemetery. It really is. It's really small, folks. Minneola is a very small town. I mean, it's got nothing to brag about. We'll go down and loop around to kind of give you an idea. It's very, very well kept. You know, for it being December, the end of December in the year 2024, it's right near a lake. There's just some houses. So it's not really a big place. So I'm towards the back, and so I'll stop and check a couple more out and kind of call it a day here. Okay, let's see what we got. So immediately off of the road here, and then I go over here to the left side of the road. There is a gentleman, his name is Edward Hartshaw, and he died in 1934. Hogan, he died in 2002, but it doesn't show whether she's still alive or not. This looks like, well, it is kind of old. So it's Minnie Radley, 1884 to 1941. On the ever golden shore, we will meet to part no more. So Larkin Tillis Porter was a Korean War veteran. So there's two Korean War veterans, one World War I and a couple that are World War II. You really don't see many Korean War veterans. You have Killen. Now that's the first time I've seen anything in that type of date. So anyway, you got Rogers, and then you got all that nonsense over there. I told you my thoughts about that. But all in all, this is Minneola Cemetery. I think it's really a nice little cemetery, peaceful, you know, right near school. Well, folks, that's going to do it for this video and for the year. Happy New Year, everybody. 2025 has got a lot of interesting things going on. Again, during the summer, I do not film videos, so go back and check out my other content. I think there's some interesting stuff out there. For those of you that are fans of Disney, I did shoot some pictures at the Walt Disney World Boardwalk Resort, how they're decorated during Christmas time. I thought it was really cool. I've got other Christmas things up there that I filmed in the past. I appreciate everybody that has come by this year, that has subscribed and hung in there with me. Subscribers fluctuate. I can go from 335, 356. Then I'm thinking, oh, it's going to finally get up there, and then it goes down and it goes up. But that's the way the game goes. Anyway, I appreciate all of you that come by. Thank you for watching. Again, Happy New Year, folks. Stay safe and have a great 2025.